Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Suggestions for Saturday. Saturday suggestions, whichever way around you like to couch it. Okay, so I think on a Saturday, for me, it's always a time of looking back over the week, looking forward to what's to come maybe next week, and sort of trying to have a little think about how much time that I've spent with and for myself, and or getting the routines that I need to have in my life to keep me on track, on point, and organised. And I'm sure that's pretty much how it is for many people. I mean, the day might be different. That just happens to be the way that my working week, as it were, finishes up. From a personal point of view, I learned relatively late in life that when we materially are addicted, as in to buying stuff and keeping stuff and having bigger, better, more stuff, etc., that the stuff is only ever just that. It's just stuff. And largely it serves absolutely no purpose in our life other than to contribute to the clutter and overwhelm, both externally in our environments and internally in our heads. So for me, one of the first things that I did in this new me, my new life, if you like, which started, as most of you know, 7 years ago, was to get rid of the clutter in my head and a physical environment clutter. You know, how many pair of shoes does one girl need? How many books can I read? How many CDs and DVDs do I need? Actually, not very many these days, thanks to the likes of Netflix, YouTube, and Audible, and so on. And I take great advantage. So my suggestion with regard to your environment is, if you are physically need to declutter, I promise you, if you can manage a way to do it and still keep all your stuff, i.e. your films on Netflix and your books on Audible, you know, the clutter in your head starts to minimize and go away. And when the clutter in our brain goes away, we start to feel a little bit better day by day. Remember that the garbage that we have in our life, the rubbish, if you like, again, is also internal as well as external. You know, a mental detox once a week would be very beneficial, I think, for many people. A brain dump. Many of you know I will call this brain dumping. If you have an issue, write it down in as much detail as you can, without thinking about it, without spell checking, without punctuation, without grammar, without anything, just the raw thoughts as they come out of your head onto the paper. And when you have done the brain dump, literally screw it up, burn it, whatever, and actually chuck it out, physically chuck it out with the rest of your physical garbage. Get rid, dump it. We don't need any more angst than we have to have necessarily. We all have tough times. We all have things that we're going through, me included, and it's a case of prioritizing. Keep the stuff that you need to keep around for a little while longer. And there's a I think it's a yoga type mantra which says, breathe in the good shit and exhale the bullshit, or something like that. So pardon my language if you don't usually use rude words, but nevertheless, I think that's a perfect example. Breathe in the good shit, exhale the bullshit, get rid of all the clutter in your head. If you can, stop complaining. If you are a complainer by nature, stop it. I think it's Pink that's recently just put a challenge out where she's put an online challenge out to the entire world. For that, I guess that means her followers, to stop complaining. Just spend 24 hours and stop complaining, stop moaning, stop criticising yourself and others. Are you up for that? Can you do that? Hands up, drop a comment below. Are you up for that? If you're a moaner, a complainer, or a critical type of person, can you stop it? Consciously stop it, and or stop yourself if you catch yourself mid-thought or mid-stream of words. Can you stop yourself from doing it for just 24 hours? I'd be interested to see what you think about that one. The flip side of that coin is express gratitudes daily. It can be a cliche, and I know, I talk about gratitude a lot because it genuinely is the foundation upon which I rebuilt my life. I was just thankful to be here initially, and then I built it from there. Find something every day that you can be grateful for. You don't have to tell anybody. It might help if you write it down so you can remember it at some point hence, but you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to be banging your chest and beating the drum and hallelujah, I'm grateful for this. No, you can do it quietly, in your own way, in your own time, and piece by piece, as you realise just how much you have got to be grateful for, your world starts to respond in kind. I promise you it does. Set and keep a really good morning routine. A successful life is only ever as good as the foundation that it's built upon. And incidentally, a successful life, your definition of that wouldn't be the same as mine. But for the purposes of today, my definition of having had a successful life thus far is that every single day, in every single way, I learn and I grow. I have rubbish days, as do you, but it doesn't matter what happens to me, good, bad, or indifferent. I always take a little bit of time at the end of it, and at least once a week, in any case, overall, just to sort of sit and think, what have I learned? Not necessarily what have I learned as in fact and knowledge, but what have I learned about me? What's the one thing you've learned about yourself this last week? If you feel inclined, again, drop it in the comments below. I'd be really interested to hear that, because, you know, everybody's sharing a journey that living a journey, that none of us share. And sometimes just one word from a complete stranger might be all that it takes to change somebody else's life for the better forever. I'm going to leave that thought with you. If you could do one thing today, a Saturday suggestion, if you could do one thing today that would change somebody's life for the better forever, 1, would you do it? 2, what do you think it might be? Or 3, if you think somebody does need some help in that way, would you ever have the courage to ask if you could help? Just a thought and a suggestion. Have a fab Saturday. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.